What's going on, guys? It's your Battleships Extended Warranty here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about KMS Brandenburg, a German battleship, premium battleship I should mention, for this campaign of the month. And as you guys know, you only have until Monday to pick this ship up. It expires Monday, so you technically need to get it by Sunday. But in this video we're going to be talking about what this ship is good at. Should you spend the $10 on this campaign? If you've been a little bit weary about it, do you want to get the Brandenburg? What are its strengths? And we're going to go right into it right now. So first off, what is the Brandenburg good at? Why should you pick this ship up? And what ship does it closely resemble? Now, if I was going to tell you a ship that it closely resembled the playstyle to, I would say it has to closely resemble the playstyle of the Odin. Because this ship has Odin caliber guns, but it has one extra. Also has torpedoes on it. And as you guys may or may not know, this ship has better secondary armaments than the Odin does. It can fire at longer ranges. Mine is 9.7 kilometers, I believe. And they seem to be slightly more accurate than Bismarck's secondaries as well, the Tech Tree German battleship. So if you're looking for a good secondary ship, this is definitely one of those ships that you may be willing to pick up. And I should mention, this ship isn't really the greatest in the beginning of the match. You will kind of struggle a little bit unless ships are giving you a little bit of a broadside. And even if a ship is giving you broadside, you're not going to be getting massive damage because you only have, I think it's 13-inch guns, maybe 12-inch, I'm not positive. So you're definitely not going to be doing as much damage as a ship like Massachusetts that has 16-inch guns, or the Yamato. And I will definitely say at legendary tier, this ship can definitely struggle if the other enemy is bow tanking. As you see, we're in a legendary match, and there is a Yamato with 18-inch guns firing at us a lot in this match. But luckily we have somewhat of a tanking ability, so we can take these shots from him and not die. Now the other thing that I mentioned that this ship has going for it is it also has torpedoes. So if you get close to a battleship within 6 kilometers, you also have the torpedoes that you can use along with your secondaries that reach out to 9.7 kilometers. So all in all, you have pretty decent armor. I would say pretty good armor for its tier. As long as you're bow tanking and not giving too much broadside, this ship can absolutely spank the enemy. And as you can see, this is another Brandenburg. He has broadside on. As you can see, our guns just tear right through him, 6 penetrations. So you definitely don't want to be giving broadside if you're in a Brandenburg, because it can tear you up. But like I mentioned earlier, you're not going to be getting citadels because the guns are not really capable of doing that. Unless you are, I guess, extremely close to a battleship or a cruiser that's very lightly armored. Then I can see you getting some citadels, but you're usually not going to be getting citadels, mostly just penetrations and over-penetrations that you're going to be getting in the Brandenburg. So you may be asking yourself, well, if it's not good in the beginning of the match, then when is this ship going to be best played at? And my response to that will be the late game, when ships have lower hit points and they are easier to take out, because if you can get close range and you have a fair bit of health left and you also have torpedoes, you are going to be very hard to take out. German battleships are very hard to take out because of their armor. And plus, like I said, this ship has very good secondaries that can set a lot of fires, and also your main guns. They might not be the most powerful, but they are pretty decent. And what I will say is, if you're going, of course they're going to be firing your main guns, but what you're going to want to do in the Brandenburg is switch between armor piercing and HE when necessary. If a target is giving you an angle to where your shells are not going to be able to penetrate the target, then you're definitely going to want to switch over to high explosive and see if you can set the enemy on fire, because that's going to be your next best option along with using your secondaries. And like I just said, this ship is very good at the end of the match. You can push targets, you can be aggressive as long as you have enough health to do it. That's why in the beginning of the match you kind of need to stay back and let things unfold. Still firing, Because with this build that I have an accuracy build of mine. I can fire up to 18 kilometers away, so I can stay pretty far away and keep some of my accuracy, which is why I have an accuracy build for this ship. Now when it comes to builds, most people are probably going to be running a secondary build or a tank build. But in almost all my German battleships, I'm always running a secondary build and not a secondary build, an accuracy build instead of a secondary build. That's just how I like to play my German battleships. And if you want to know what my build is, go check out the latest video that I published, the one before this one. I think it was Odin something, the German accuracy build Odin, something like that. I'm not really positive. All I know is it has to do with an accuracy build for a German battleship. And I go into detail about why you might want that for your German battleship. But that is something that I personally really like playing with, is the accuracy build. Most people usually want to go the secondary build because that's what they want to do. But for my playstyle, I personally want to be able to rely on my accuracy instead of my secondaries. That's just my playstyle. Now let's start talking about what is going on in this gameplay. As you can see, we have pushed some of the ships out of here, and we are currently firing at this Yamato using our secondaries to our benefit, popping our secondary booster. And as you can see, we are setting fires to him. We are just trying to get rid of him. And we are already up to 130,000 damage. Now, I will say, this ship isn't the greatest at getting tons of damage. And I will be completely honest with you guys. When I first got this ship, when I first started playing with it a few days ago, I did not think it was that good. But the reason I did not think it was that good is because I struggled to learn how to play this ship. It does play similar to Odin, but it has slight differences in the way that you need to play it. And especially at Legendary tier, this ship is going to struggle a little bit, so it does take a little bit of getting used to. Just with like any new ship you get in your port, you are going to need to learn how to play it and how it's going to fit into your play style so you can best use it. And that is what I highly recommend. Do not give up on the ship if you are struggling, because you might end up really loving it. When I first got it, I was like, okay, this is horrible, I'm never playing with it again. But then once I played a few more games with it, I started realizing how I should play it. Then I started really enjoying it. As you can see in this game, we are doing almost everything we can. Sadly, we are going to lose this match and die early because, you know, there are just not enough people to help me fight these guys. But this ship is a pretty good one. Not as good as Massachusetts, like I mentioned earlier, or those other heavy-hitting battleships, but it has its own role on the battlefield, so it's not completely useless, but it's not as powerful as a Massachusetts, like I keep saying. Now we see a Shimikaze in front of us. We're going to try to take some shots at him and get rid of the torpedo threat. So not secondaries. Our main guns are going to be reloaded here. We're going to take a shot at him. And unfortunately, most of our shells missed, and we are not going to get the kill. And sorry for all the stuttering I'm doing this video. I don't know why I'm struggling to speak so much in my videos, but I guess that's just the thing that I like doing, struggling to speak. You know, I lose brain cells, you know, playing this game with bad teammates, so, you know, what do you expect? And as you can see, there's a Conqueror right in front of us. We are going to try to take a shot at him because we know we are going down. He sets us on fire. We only have 6,000 health left, and we are not going to be getting close enough to our friendly battleship to get Will to rebuild, so we're going to have to take a last desperate shot at this Conqueror. Now our final damage is going to be 159,000 damage. Pretty decent. Now if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and peace out.